All right. It's Motivational Monday. We're shouting out our candidates March 3rd, 2025. Wow. Man, this month already is going by fast. It's a great weekend, beautiful weather. I think maybe it's probably going to be our last time we get some nice cool weather. So I hope that hopefully it sticks around for a little bit. But hey, Naples, Florida, this is a place to be without a doubt. We got a great show today. We got at 8:15. We have Kevin VanDuser from Goated and Red State Golf. We have Sab Nuzzi, big fun variety guy, also big sports guru, at 9 o'clock. And then at 9:35, the one and only Chris Hudson. Chris Hudson, senior advisor to our Congressman Byron Donalds. Listen, we got a big lineup, so make sure you guys stick in there and please share this. Let people know it's there. One good thing is we are now 24/7 online on the internet. You can get us. I'm going to put this up here for you real quick so you can find us. We are going to be available 24/7 on the internet, and we got our website. It's going to be www.239live.com. www.239live.com. Love to see you. Jump in there. Give a big shout out to us. Tell your friends. Having a good time with this whole thing. And listen, I keep telling you, this new studio is coming. It is coming. It's not going to be far away. We're building it up now, and we're going to be able to bring a lot of folks into the studio and get a lot of information out to you and all those out there. But before we begin, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Our sponsors are very important to us, and I'll tell you what, there's no one more important and no one better than Blake Becker. Just a quick one.
Guys, let's give a big shout out to our show sponsors, Becker Custom Builders. Blake Becker and his team are always about luxury design, top-notch quality, and giving you the best experience imaginable. Becker Custom Builders are experts in building your dream kitchen, bathroom, or even making your outdoor kitchen area a reality. They will take your plain house and make it into a cozy, welcoming home. So if you're looking to upgrade your space, Becker Custom Builders is the only place to look. They've got you covered. Blake and his team have whipped up the studio in no time, and it's looking great. Remember, contact Becker Custom Builders.
Yeah, Blake has done a great job here at the studio, and I know for a fact that if you call him up and you tell him that you would like to have something done, custom rebuild, updates, he'll make sure it's done right. But before we go any further, I'd like to bring in my co-host, the one and only, I know you guys have been waiting for him for a while, the one and only Patrick Jira. Look at you, Patrick. You're looking all fresh today. We got you. We got a hold of a bunch. We got a few people that are on. I want to give a big shout out to Meredith. Woo, Meredith. We got Dave Conan. Good morning. Always good to see you, Dave. Jump up on there. Pat, getting on these comments. Please give us a comment. We need people to give us some feedback on the show. So, again, we're just getting...
They want us to discuss. Look at
Esposito
in the house.
Big Mike Esposito is in the house.
Not Big Mike Obama.
Oh, I got it. Hey, Patrick, I got to get your fade level down just a little bit. You're looking good today. You had a good weekend?
Yeah, I'm refreshed. I got a little rest in after a long and busy week here at the studio. So much exciting stuff going on. Got to relax for the most part. This weekend, myself and Blake did a barbecue in Marco Island on Saturday. Fed about 100 people, so that was nice. And then pretty much relaxed the rest of the weekend, Tim. So I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. 239 Live really taking off. The studio's coming together. Everything's up on the website now, too, studio239llc.com, where you can go on at any time and listen live and get to watch our shows and listen to our shows 24/7. The link is right below. Very nice and clean. So if you missed some of today's shows or the previous show, you can hop on 239live.com and listen to the shows.
Yeah, that's a big advantage. So what we want to do is we want to get the information out. Not everybody gets on Facebook, not everybody gets on YouTube. So what you can do is just go to www.239live.com or just 239live.com, and then you can hear the replay. The replays are going to be at 12 noon, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and 9 p.m. So you can jump on there and hear the replay of the day's show. And then in between, for now, we have replays of all the shows. So they just kind of circle through. So it's fun. It's getting big. And everybody, I was at Seat the Table last night, and believe it or not, I had a guy come up and say, hey, I see you guys on the show. So it's pretty good. Get the word out. We're having fun with it.
Yeah, a couple people over the weekend mentioned it, watched the live, and shout out to Denise Nordstrom for sharing the link and supporting us too. So a lot of great feedback and exciting stuff, Tim. I'm excited. I'm fired up and ready to go. Got 3 great guests today too. Boy, I tell you what, no shortage in guests that we have, and today 3 great ones, and appreciate everyone reaching out, wanting to hop on. We'll try to get as many people on, but what a way to start off Monday. Got Chris Hudson, Senior Advisor, Byron Donalds, Larry Wilcoxon, and Larry
What
Love.
up, Larry Love? Larry Love Wilcoxon.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Sab Nuzzi. He's going to talk a little bit about everything today. And Kevin VanDuser talk about Goated and Red State. And the theme today, Tim, top 5 GOATs of all time. So keep that in mind. I want to get your list before the end of the show. But Kevin, Chris, and Sab are going to give us the top 5 GOATs of all time. Curious to see who Larry Love's got for his top 5 GOATs of all time. Or anyone, throw it in the comments. We want to know your top 5 GOATs all time.
Yeah, no, I know who mine is. I mean, I think you kind of already know a few of them.
Pat Jira, Colonel Bloom. Who else got on my
Yeah, Pat Dearborn. And Debbie up in Cape Coral. She's right up there with him. Gotta love her, yes.
Classy lady.
Classy lady in the house. No, thank you all for jumping on. Please share this and get the information out. It's important. We are actually get a lot of views on Facebook, and YouTube is picking up and all that. So, but it's really about having fun, getting the information out, and sharing.
I also want to know, we're going to ask all the guests their favorite pizza place in Southwest Florida. What's your favorite pizza spot in Southwest Florida? Throw in the comment below. What about Mike Esposito, a Jersey guy? What's the best pizza place in Southwest Florida, Espo?
Mike, throw it out there. Karen, hi Karen, welcome on. Love it. Mike Esposito is a steak guy, right?
Well, I mean, he's been a proprietor for Outback for almost, 25 years. So he's probably burned out on steak, but Mike Esposito knows a good pizza. So, Debbie Scott, what's the best pizza place in Southwest Florida? We want to know.
We want to know. Karen, please let us know. Larry, what are you thinking? I know what I like. Obviously, I go back to my good buddy, Gianluca Corso at Cosmos Pizzeria. I will tell you that I do like the crust, different type pizza. And then if you haven't been there yet, there's Sonny's. It used to be Zookie's across from Gulf Coast High School. I went there the other day. Their pizza was awesome. So, yeah.
Yeah, didn't get an invite on that, Tim, right by me.
Yep.
But I've heard good things about that place. I really have, so I'm curious.
Yeah,
Excited to try it out.
Yeah. So what we do, if you're not familiar with it, what we try to do is we try to play this game. And this game is called Stump Pat Jira, right? So what is Stump Pat Jira? Stump Pat Jira is a very easy game, and we give actually a really good gift for this. This is Kerry Scott over at the Alamo has offered up a free range time if you can stump him. And basically, free range day or date, but basically if you can name a football player that is fairly active since 1995 that has played in the NFL, Pat Jira, again, some useless information, but he's a smart guy when it comes to this. He can tell you what college he went to. Larry. Yeah, so
Larry,
please
come
put
on.
it in there.
Try to stump me, Larry. You know how I get down. You know it's not easy. So throw a guy out.
Thank you, Larry, putting out the love for Tim. I appreciate you, brother. Love you too back. Thank you. And Deb writes, that's a tough one for pizza.
Well,
everybody's got a favorite pizza place.
You gotta have what comes to mind? Something that comes to mind.
Yeah.
But
What's yours, Patrick?
favorite pizza spot? Morvello's for a longest time. I really like, especially you can go in there and get a slice. So that kind of comes to mind. I really enjoyed Lowbrow Pizza as well. I think it's one of the better pizza places in Naples, in Southwest Florida, really. And the place next door, Napoli, it's got pretty good pizza too. So those are three that come to mind. I wouldn't say necessarily any one kind of sticks out. It's not, you're not going to get pizza like you do in New York and New Jersey. But we have a lot of good pizza places in Southwest Florida. So I'm just curious to see what people out there, what their favorites are.
The thing about it is depending on where you come from, I think has a lot to do with your favorite pizza, right? So I'm from the Northeast. I like a little bit thin, but I will tell you that you can get a Chicago style thick crust, depending on where it's made. That can be good as well.
Deep dish. I would think you'd be more like a triple crust guy, but you're more
crust?
of a thin crust guy. Yeah.
Deb says she doesn't eat pizza a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, so that does make it a little bit difficult. What Deb? What's your favorite go-to restaurant up in Cape Coral?
I could already tell you Tito's Cantina. She's probably gonna say.
Yeah, favorite restaurants. Yeah,
great place, by the way. I know you've been there too, as well, Tim, a couple times. Tito's place in Cape Coral, really, really good. Great Mexican food. Really friendly service. Tito and his wife and his team do a great job up there. So shout out to Tito Ortiz, Tito's Cantina, up in Cape Coral.
Yeah, big one. I forgot to put the screen up for the Alamo. If you haven't been to Alamo, this place is amazing. We had Kerry Scott on, I think it was on Friday, but he basically explains a little bit about what the Alamo is all about. It's not just a range, it's an experience. You go there, you shoot, it's relaxing. Set yourself up for a great time to go to the Alamo range. If you can stump Pat, again, a NFL football player that's played since 1995, if you can name a player, and maybe that has played or maybe first or second string, then you can, if you stump them, we'll get you a free shooting session at the Alamo.
Yeah. So far, pretty much undefeated. There was an asterisk on the one I didn't get, but so yeah, throw some out there.
All right, we got one. Our love him, Antonio Gates.
So Antonio Gates, he went to Kent State, number one. But here's the fun fact about Antonio Gates: he didn't play football in college. He played basketball.
He was a stud basketball player. What a tight end, man! That guy.
Yeah. I think he's up for the Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken, Larry, this year. And he might not get in first ballot, but he's definitely a Hall of Fame tight end. But that's very interesting. Went to Kent State and played basketball. I don't believe he played any football at Kent State.
Well, it looks like we got to give a little bit of shout out for Pat Jira with the air horn, still undefeated. If you think you know where he played, make sure you give us a little shout out, or if you think you know where a player played, or give us a name that Pat can figure out what college that player played at. Let's keep it going.
I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use a screwdriver, but I can tell you some useless information.
Hey, listen, just a couple things. Pat's been helping around the studio, man. You do not want to get him near a drill, a hammer, a screwdriver, pretty much anything mechanical. He just kind of looks at you and just kind of does it.
Not my thing.
Yeah, we got a few stories tonight coming up, and I always want to play this disclaimer before we play these stories. The disclaimer basically says, listen. Anybody who's in these stories is innocent until proven guilty, and they don't reflect the views of 239 Studio 239. So we just want to put that little disclaimer out there on the advice of Larry Love.
And anything that comes out of my mouth does not reflect on Tim Guerrette too. Please don't.
That's really good. Yeah. Hey, now I didn't know this, but there are illegal baby names in the state of Florida. And please jump in. Illegal baby names that are out there in the state of Florida that you cannot call your baby. So the
Jesus
first one,
Christ.
the first one is a little bit interesting. Well, king and queen.
So I actually know someone whose name is Queen. I actually, true story. I know a lady whose real name is Queen.
Do you know if she tried to register in the state of Florida, or was she born in the state of Florida?
I know she's from Fort Myers, and her name is Queen, or at least that's what she goes by. But that's pretty sure that's her legal name, Queen. So maybe they put that on there. Yeah, I don't know who would name their kid Adolf Hitler, but I guess there's some people out there. Number 7? What is
Number
that
7, you got.
Gotta be careful with that, Tim.
Yeah, it's Mr. and the N-word. Not a good one. Not a good one. Yeah, Adolf Hitler, the Messiah,
Santa Claus. Why can't you name your kid Santa Claus? Who freaking trademarked Santa Claus?
Well, I wonder if it's a trademark, or it's just an issue of naming your kid that.
I'll tell you, if I happen to have one more kid and it's a son, I already know what the baby name is going to be, and it's not on the list, so I think I'm good.
Pat Dearborn's already taken, buddy.
50 cent.
50 cent?
50.
Yeah. Hey, that doesn't surprise me. I should have guessed that one right off.
Yeah.
So you got King, Queen, the Third, Jesus Christ, Santa Claus.
It's a heck of a list.
Majesty, which is kind of interesting. And then you have
Don't
the
say
one
it.
with the N-word, Adolf Hitler, Messiah, @ sign, and 1069.
1069.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting, that one there. It's very interesting. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It's one
here's
of
my
those
question:
things.
they're
Come on.
illegal in Florida, so they're legal possibly in other states, is what you're saying, Tim?
Yeah. Well, so when I pulled this up, or it came up, it said also in other states that they're kind of universal names that aren't authorized nationally.
So maybe in Arkansas, some of these names are illegal. No disrespect to Arkansas, but
Yeah. I don't really know.
yeah.
Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi. Maybe we throw Maine in there, my home state. But yeah, you just never know. But
Kentucky.
I can think of better names. Just hit me with the comments. Hit me with some of the names, the craziest names that you know out there for babies that are coming, and especially the new age, right? What's coming up for new names? Throw those in the comments.
You know what's a new popular name, or you hear some, kids being named Debo after the character in Friday, and then Debo Samuel. It's been like a uptick in.
Debo's one. A lot of times that does come out there. Meredith throws in there, where did you get this craziest? Never heard of such a thing. Yeah, but we got Kevin. He's waiting in the green room. Kevin, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I know he's calling in. I don't want you to be driving, so but I want you on. So yeah, so let's see if we got Kevin. Let's bring him in. Kevin, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm pulling into an area here. I was planning on being there on time. I apologize.
All right,
2
buddy.
minutes to pull into the
As soon as you
parking
pull in, we'll get you up, because we definitely don't want to have any little mishaps on the way. You're looking good. You got a good signal.
spot. Okay, good.
He's a goat. Goats can multitask.
Goats do multitask. Yeah, they got it.
I've been
So
joking about not sleeping, and that's been happening.
that's good. Just as soon as you get parked, just let us know. Give me a thumbs up. We'll get you on. Hey, listen, I got my goated shirt on today. Thank
do?
goodness. Yeah.
Look good, Tim.
Yeah, looking good. Patrick's got his Studio 239, and that reminds me, if you want a Studio 239 shirt, just hit us up in the comments. We'll make sure you get one by the studio. Listen, your story starts here. Love these shirts. Very well made.
We got some cool merchandise and cool shirts coming this week. I won't kind of let the cat out of the bag, but a couple cool different designs and sayings. So a couple particular ones I'm excited about. So stay tuned this week. Maybe the one we were talking about this morning we can unveil on Wednesday. I already got about 6 orders for that one, Tim. So excited about that. We'll have some cool merch.
Yeah, and they're not big money. I mean, basically we just pay for the cost of the shirt and we throw some
And then
stuff
if people
on
want
there.
to buy them, you can help. Another way of supporting the show would be,
Yeah.
buy the shirts. And we got some funny ones. Blake's excited about one particular one that has maybe something to do with Tim G. But maybe we'll unveil a couple on Wednesday, Tim. What are you laughing at?
Well, I got people in the comments. They're super funny. I want a girly one, and then you guys are making fun of me, which is all right. I don't mind. I don't mind. I think.
What do you always tell me, Tim? What do you always tell me?
Hey, if I'm not making fun of you, I don't like you.
True.
So got that.
Thanks.
Yeah. So hey, Kevin, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear us? All right. Are you able to talk? Are you good? Let's see. Are you good now, Kevin?
Looks like
I still might be driving just a little bit more.
Literally 10 seconds, but yes, I'm good.
All right. Well, keep us
10 seconds,
rolling.
I'm good.
All right, buddy. I'll get you back in just a second.
beard's looking fresh today, Kev.
Yeah, he looks good today. He's looking good.
Go goated up.
Finally.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm just switching back over here to our guest. Yeah, there we go. So
We're going to
yeah,
do top 5 goats of all time today. So I want to hear people's top 5 goats of all time. Tim, I'll get your list at the end, but go ahead and comment your top goats of all time. We'll get Kev, Sab's, and Chris Hudson's top 5 goats.
in what aspect though? Is it sports?
Primarily sports, but if people want to just go generally, that's fine too. But I would keep it sports related. But I know there'll be people throwing Trump in and other people. But who would be the first that comes to mind, Tim? When I use the word GOAT, which is greatest of all time, by the way, if people don't know.
And that's what we're going to get
Blake.
Kevin in here to explain some of that. Yeah.
Blake's a little slow. So GOAT is greatest of all time. I say GOAT. Who comes to mind, Tim?
For me, without a doubt, Tom Brady. Tom Brady, without a doubt.
Top 5.
Greatest of all time, Tom Brady, without a doubt when it comes to football quarterbacks and football in general. I mean, there's nobody. 7 rings, all the records in the NFL as a quarterback. Who would be your quarterback?
Well, top GOAT or top quarterback all time?
Let's go with GOAT quarterback.
GOAT quarterback?
Joe Montana.
Yeah, a guy you might have heard of, a guy who's never thrown an interception in the Super Bowl, a guy who's never lost the Super Bowl.
Well, he got to play in a few of them. I mean, I know he has, but
He's 4-0. I think that's a few. And he would have
Yeah.
played in the 5th if he didn't get.
and he played 7. He played 7.
He lost a few too, and a couple of performances that he stunk up. And of course, I don't know how many Super Bowls the Patriots cheated in. We know at least one that they cheated in. So there are probably a few others, plus the Tuck rule and all that. So Tom Brady is definitely not the GOAT. I know Larry would agree with me. So Joe Montana, in terms of quarterbacks, comes to mind.
I don't think Joe Montana is he's definitely in the top 10, but he's probably not in
Top
the
10?
He's probably not even in the top 5. I wouldn't say even top 5.
What?
Quarterbacks of all time.
You're crazy, Tim.
Yeah. And then to compare him to Brady, Brady lasted in the NFL for 23 years, something like that.
Yeah, because you couldn't touch him. If you touched him, you got a freaking.
Hey, that's part of surviving, man. In the NFL, that's part of surviving. Without a doubt.
Different
good,
era.
guys.
If Joe Montana played in today's NFL, he could have played 23 years too, because you're not allowed to touch the quarterback, especially Tom Brady. So I
Gotcha.
don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Kevin. Are you there, buddy? Kevin.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to get in on this.
Talk about goated. Hey, give me just to introduce Kevin. Kevin's the one of the founders of Goated and also partner in Red State Golf. I love your shirts. You guys got the best of the best. I always pin my little flag and my law enforcement blue line flag on there. But I love these shirts. They're great. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to be able to sell some of them real soon here on our 239 Live. Give us a little bit. Who's
Yes,
your
the
Kevin?
Browns.
Who's your goated?
I say all the time we celebrate goats at goated, but the greatest
Yeah.
of all times, Jesus. The greatest to walk the earth,
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Well, of course,
Um,
yeah.
and
No,
that's
but
an
you got
easy
to
one,
bring that
right?
up and
But
remind people because without a doubt. But
yeah,
you're
we
right.
forget about
Yeah,
it.
we forget about it.
As humans, we are idol factories, and yes, I'm guilty of it. But Dan Marino and the quarterback talk has to come out. I'm a Miami
Dan
guy.
Marino.
I have.
Dan Marino. I saw him drinking a beer at the bar the other day.
yeah, I was gonna say, Kevin, are you intoxicated this morning?
You got
I'm
to
a
get to the
Miami guy.
Super Bowl.
I have
He
to
got
throw
to
him out
one, and
there,
guess
but
who beat him?
Tom Brady's the GOAT. Tom Brady, he's proven it. I think
Thanks, Kevin.
that's an easy one. I mean, I do love the Josh Allen talks already, and Josh Allen basically I've been telling people is Dan Marino's son. Same amount of Super Bowls, same amount of performance, same rookie years. I mean, Dan
No,
Marino
no,
his
no.
first couple years.
Dan Marino made it to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen hasn't. Dan Marino.
Okay,
I mean, same
okay.
wins.
He got beat by
True.
Joe Montana in that Super Bowl, Tim. I'll just remind you of that.
Sorry, I meant
mean, same
win.
wins, yeah.
Win. Yeah, I meant win.
Yeah.
Sorry. When you got 7 of them, you forget a few here and there.
Well,
True.
we were talking
No,
about
we've been
Dan
blessed.
Marino. We're talking about Brady.
Yeah.
But who's your top 5 all-time GOATs, Kev? Sports.
All time, Tiger Woods, most dominant athlete probably of all time. There was times I just saw the other day with 3 years, I think on 60-person fields or more, he was like a negative 300 money line. Like there's no person in the world, no team in the world that's been a negative 300 money line for 3 straight years. He's just set. You were losing money if you bet on Tiger Woods, essentially for 3 or 5 years, whatever it was. It's pretty insane, and that's against 60 other people instead of a 1v1 match. Most dominant athlete of all time. Tiger Woods, Muhammad Ali, Wayne Gretzky. I still got up there. Tom Brady, number 4, and number 5.
Whoa,
Michael Jordan.
whoa. I was
Michael
going to
Jordan.
say. I mean,
What am I
there's-
talking about? Those are
getting-
not in any order.
I was going to say, I mean, you can kind of transition to the story on how you found it goated. So I was
Yes.
like, you're not going to leave Michael Jordan out of your top 5. But go ahead, talk about how goated came about, Kev.
Yeah, I was running. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, but I was running a big golf company and was blessed to travel with the PGA Tour for a couple years as a coach. And I met at a Tiger Woods, Tiger and Rory versus Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas Under the Lights event. I got to meet Charles Barkley, Gary Sheffield, all these guys. It was an exclusive Under the Lights match on TNT. And met Gary Sheffield. We were chirping each other about everything. I was just chirping him. And he's like, come out to Grove in the next couple of days. We'll play with MJ. I'm like, name the time and place. Went out and was able to play golf with Michael Jordan. Had a club that was themed after Michael Jordan and played pretty well with it. Chipped in. Gary Sheffield started chirping him about losing money to me with a wedge themed after him. And I had already sold probably 40 or 50 of these themed wedges themed after Michael Jordan just on the side. And turned into really that day, I said, hey, I'm going to start a company themed after goats. I think in golf you can't succeed unless you have the goated mentality, unless you're thinking positive. So my mission for the last 16 months has been to grow goated cult, but also help improve the goated mentality. And I say cult jokingly, but we are a limited drop company, so you have to have a cult-like following that is ready for your drop every single month. We've been blessed to do really well.
Well, Michael Jordan was gambling? I find that hard to believe.
No, I did not say that.
Go figure.
We were at the Daytona 500 a couple weeks ago. I took my son, and I couldn't take him in Michael Jordan's suite for too long because the cards that were happening and the games that were happening, I'm like, I don't even want my 6-year-old to see it was just spades, but a lot of things on the table, a lot of money on the table, and a lot of things happening there. I'm like, we got to get out of here.
And speaking of chirping, trash talking, who's the biggest trash talker on the golf course that you've encountered with celebrity-wise, obviously. Who comes to mind? One or two guys or girls?
Top two. Gary Sheffield's one of the biggest. He is hilarious. He is while you're talking or while you're hitting, talking, which is frowned upon in golf, chirping you while you're putting. One putts that really matter, thousands of dollars. He's talking while you're putting, trying to get in your head. And then the second worst was Jason Worth. Jason Worth, baseball player, is good golfer, pretty decent golfer. Just chirping, trash talking the whole time.
Who's the best golfer that you played against? Not professional, but from an athlete standpoint, who's got a really good golf game?
I'm technically a pro golfer, and I can't answer. I played with Brooks Koepka, but he's pro golfer. I haven't lost to an athlete. Shocking, Dwight Freeney was pretty good. Dwight Freeney was
Hartford, Connecticut, baby.
He was playing in a tall tee and Jordan shorts at the Grove. No collar, no golf shoes, just sneakers, and he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Better than I thought, but he wasn't beating me.
Kevin, let me ask you this question real quick. You got top of the line equipment when it comes to golf, and have you ever played with anybody that we might know that has thrown some shit around on the course?
Patrick Dearborn.
No, Blake Becker held his own. He had chances to throw some clubs. Who else have I played with?
Blake swung a golf club at me, but never threw one. Yeah.
I'm just trying to, because when I play, man, I of course I have cheap equipment when it comes to golf, but I'll throw something every now and then. I'll be like, yeah, golf. What makes the difference between a guy that can play really, really good and a true professional that can win week in, week out? Or a lady, because the ladies, man, are playing not lights out right now.
Their swings are the best. Yeah, women's swings are really fundamentally the best swings you'll see. I'm in the middle of actually writing the goated mentality for golfers, because I was a mental shrink basically for guys after I coached. But I think the difference is practice. In golf, you gotta practice and be dedicated, disciplined, like anything else. But equipment is huge. The mentality in golf, you're out there by yourself. There is no team to blame. There's no coach. There is no equipment to blame. You can take old school St. Andrews wooden clubs that played 70 years ago, and I've seen guys shoot par and under with them. You got to hit the center of the face. It's you and the golf ball out there. So you got to be mentally tough. And there's no timeouts. There's no halftime. It's nonstop, next shot. So mental.
Yeah, and the thing is that consistency, right? And like you said, I think there's a lot of golfers that can go out there and shoot a 65 or, a 68, whatever it might be for the course. But to be able to do it consistently under pressure, I think that's the key. It's like a field goal 100%. Kicker, right? That guy can practice all week and hit every field goal. When it comes down to it, you got 75,000 screaming fans in the stadium, and you got to make it happen. So
it's very close comparison because of the wind and everything that field goal kickers deal with. But yeah, the qualifying right now, I'll never do it because it's you have to play 8 under golf like 4 straight days in a row just to qualify, and then you have to play really good golf to get paid. Or you're playing for free. It's like 7 straight days of out of your mind golf to get paid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And Tim, you'll appreciate this because Kevin and Goat have made putters for all kinds of people, and you can stop me if I'm mistaken here, but obviously Michael Jordan, Gary Sheffield, I believe some stuff for President Trump, DJ Khaled, but none bigger, Tim, than 50 Cent.
50 Cent made a putter for 50. Yeah. He has a golf game. 50 Cent has a golf game.
Not great. Last I saw.
Kevin, you can just see his face like.
Can't be perfect in everything.
He might play, but Mark F's got a question here. What's your top course in Naples to play.
And shout out to Mark Fiola, but I was going to ask Kev that too. So great question. I'm curious to hear
Love it. Yeah, I'm playing tomorrow. Calusa Pines is my favorite.
Old
Old
Collier.
Collier is amazing, and Old Florida is amazing. Those three you can't pass those invites up.
Yeah, those are some courses that are very difficult to get on. You know, those aren't the ones you can get the summer rounds unless you know somebody.
And Kinsale. I haven't played Kinsale yet, but that's supposed to be another one that's...
Where's that one at?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
In the middle of Naples. It was just founded, and I think it's like $300,000 to join. It's already full.
Wow.
It's going to be like Calusa Pines.
Wow.
I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's good. What's your normal course you consider like your home course that you play mostly?
I play Old Corkscrew. They've bought a ton of clubs from us. Jack Nicklaus design. The course record's like 3 under. It's one of the hardest courses in the world. So I hated it when I first started playing because it was so hard, but now it's my home course. They're about to go private in April. I'll be a member in April just because of the history there. It's where I learned to golf, and you play that golf course and every other course is easy. I went from Old Corkscrew last week to shooting 85, which is almost like it's infuriating at the level I am. And then the next day I shot 3 under at Old Florida. So it prepared me for other real golf courses. It's so difficult.
Mark says, have you played Ocean Reef?
I haven't. I want to. Blake Becker, I think, is a member at Ocean Reef. He's supposed to get me out there.
He's going there.
Been there. I'd never played golf there. I got to go to an event with Scott Van Pelt and someone else there. They were all playing. I didn't get to play, but I wasn't ready to play back then.
And from a food aspect, what's your favorite place to eat at for a country club you think has the best food? I'm curious to hear.
So I think Calusa probably still tops it. I'm obviously I'm obviously a foodie. You can't see my whole body here, but I eat. Yeah.
Same with me, Bob.
Yeah, I'm the guy that will roll into Old Florida tomorrow or at Calusa and ask for a buffalo chicken tender wrap at 10:30 in the morning, and they'll make it. I'm trying to get chicken tenders and pizza on the course, and they'll bring it out. So the experience, I think, the best food. Mediterra has some amazing food.
Really?
Their cook's pretty good. Yeah.
The chef. No, that's important. Hey, let me ask you this question: I don't know if you drink at all, but do you play with people, or do you drink when you play golf? Depending on probably what you got at stake, right?
Yeah, I've got different groups. I've got a group. I've got a group will play for some money that usually makes me more money than my business does because they're all terrible. Shout out to those guys. That have a sickness they want to, and I'll have a few with them, but I'll stay focused because it's high stakes. And then I have a group that is business relationships that are my close friends that always play what we call an emergency 18. So we play 36, sometimes 45 in a day.
Wow.
And trying to figure out the accounting after that's crazy because we all indulge in some airstrikes. But I don't believe getting drunk is something you should do. I never really get drunk, but to play 36, I do have to have a couple drinks. Typically, at my age, I get sore if I'm not having a drink or two quickly.
Yeah, it's. I play better when I have a couple drinks because I suck anyway. So I'll be the first one to admit that I am not a good golfer. And you don't want me on your team if it's best ball. You always got to get somebody who's good. But yeah, you can play with us next time.
Scramble hub. Let's play. I'll use your handicap.
Yeah, all right. I need it.
So talk to us a little bit, Kevin, what you guys got going on at Goated Red State.
Yeah, so Goated Golf just launched an app. We have a Goated Golf app that's awesome. It's in the App Store. It's a free app. It's basically our website shop on an app. And that gives us a lot of flexibility and a lot of abilities to push notify our people when we have a show like this. Today I sent a push notification. And they can come right to the link and watch, and it helps us promote our brand. So go download the Goated Golf app if you don't have it. We launched the Goat Club, where you can get a putter every single month from us at a discounted rate for our monthly drops. It basically guarantees you the monthly drop before it sells out in a couple minutes. That's on our website and on the app as well. Red State Golf has been amazing the last couple of months. We got the White House back. We got people that care about America first back in the White House. We got power back to the United States. So I'm leaning into that with Red State Golf. I'm a partner in Red State Golf. Or I own a majority of Red State Golf. It goes around town that Eric Trump owns a piece of Red State Golf. He does not own a piece of Red State Golf, but he's been a great friend and partner to me on Red State Golf. They've given me full permission to use Trump logos and campaigns, and pumped for Byron Donalds. I'm hoping to be a part of that with Red State Golf. I got to get with Erica and help win Florida. Let's go.
Florida, great.
So Red State Golf is conservative golf gear. It's a completely different company. I launched a Trump putter on Goated and got a lot of hate mail, a lot of anger from it, because I do target to Chicago because of the Bulls drop. I target to Atlanta. I target to New York. Those where I'm targeting my customers, sneakerheads and Kobe fans and everything else. LA. So I literally went through millions of dollars for advertising to those cities, and then I dropped a Trump putter. It wasn't probably the best the best thing to do, but I'm glad I did it. So I separated those companies. Red State Golf has new shirts, new hats on the app right now. Wish I had some in the car here. I'm sure I do. But the coolest snapback hats for golf, polos, and
Most
everything
comfortable and the
conservative.
coolest. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And Tim's wearing a great Goated polo right now.
Yeah,
We have
so
great polos.
one of the cool things is obviously your logo, your emblem. These shirts are quality. Everything that you guys put out is quality, and obviously we love your gear, right? So and people are wearing it all over the place. I see it. You know, we go to see the table, you'll see 3 or 4 people wearing that stuff, and outside. So what's that like when you got your gear and you're somewhere and you start seeing people wear it? How's that feel? Pretty cool.
It is awesome. I take it for granted for sure, because I started when I was younger as an apparel company. I made uniforms and stuff for schools. So I've seen kids and parents and people wearing my stuff for a long time, but never with my brand this predominant and with a meaning, with a Bible verse underneath the collar. Some really cool growth there. And our shirts, I spent a long time making them perfect. So I'm proud of them. And then Patrick Dearborn had a big role into making the untucked version. He kept bugging me about making an untucked version. It was a great call. So we got an incredible polo line that sells out quickly, and people are waiting for the next ones. I got 40 new designs coming the next couple months that are sick too.
And Blake Becker obviously rocking them. And then
Yes.
in 1 week, Dan Kowal, Patrick Jira, and Larry Love rocked the same Red State Golf polo.
Let's
I
go.
noticed that. So
I love it.
definitely
I'm
trending.
blessed. Good friends and family there promoting it and helping it. It started when Jira started wearing the stuff. That's when it
I don't
really
know
took
about
off.
that.
That's when it all come around right there, boy.
It's the Pat Dearborn factor.
I will
Pat-
say,
Pat-
inauguration day, I had my Trump Goated on there shirt. That was that a Red State? Is it Trump won the
Red
Red
State.
State? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just. And then what's
Love it.
great about it is people they go up to it and they start looking at it like, oh my God, there's Trump. You know, so hey, like you said, you take the good with the bad. I'll take Trump all day. You know, that's just the way it is.
100%.
Did you see what Mark wrote? Mark, I may need to try the Goated putter. I'm rocking a Mizuno putter, Mizuno best gear in golf. So
Yeah, Mizuno is really good. Our putter, a little bit heavier, better feel. I've got some tour guys using it. I make changes every couple months, and ours are expensive. We're the Rolex of putters, so it's a statement piece, but it also performs. Now we'll get you one, Mark. We're in Bonita Springs. We have some women's polos on the website. I think are almost sold out. We have some more designs coming. I saw that comment too, but we've been blessed. We're going to keep going too. We're not
Meredith's like,
stopping.
I need some shirts.
You got watches coming too, right, Kev?
Not watches. I'm giving away a Rolex in a couple weeks
Okay.
when we hit 20,000 followers. But I have sunglasses. I have Oakley. So Oakley Golf. I had a little. Long story short, I had a little not glaucoma scare or something. But I had 2 doctors tell me to go get tested for glaucoma because I'm out in the sun all the time. Been for years, right? And I have fair skin. But I wear these Oakleys that are polarized and everything, and I found out from a doctor they're actually not that great because they're not polarized from the inside, um, and reflective, anti-reflective. So I'm designing my own. I'm designing some $400 sunglasses that will be goated sunglasses that are done the right way, that are protecting for golf, and that pro golfers can wear without losing blind spots and still look cool. So
Okay. Mark says he needs a Larry Love discount. What's the Larry Love discount look like?
Larry Love, when the first time he walked in our office, the guys texted me and were like, um, we might have a problem. Someone's here asking for stuff. I said, who is it? They said, oh, he's a large African American man. I said, give him anything he wants.
Hey, Larry Love, if you're still on there, Larry Love is not shy about, like, he'll put stuff on. Like, hey, Larry,
No,
He's the man.
yeah, yeah.
I got to stick up for Larry, though. Larry was actually making that trip to pick up stuff for me the first time he went.
Well,
Yes.
hey, you're no different, Patrick. You're no different.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I will
No,
tell
it's
you, the one thing I love about Patrick, a few things I do, but Patrick wears the
One
stuff,
thing.
239.
Yes.
He wears the stuff and he pushes it out, and that's important. Like, hey, you don't want to give away a shirt like that, or help give a disc and have it put it in the closet and never wear it, right?
No, that happens a lot. No, for sure, especially when they're selling out. But I'll always snag a bunch for Larry Love, Pat, and Pat Dearborn, you guys.
Always takes care of us. Yeah.
It's been a blessing.
We love you, buddy. We love you.
Likewise.
But no, we appreciate you. Pat, anything else to wrap it up? I mean, we got so many questions. Just so you know, too, Kevin, you are carte blanche. Come on. We love your information. Anything you got going, please let us know. We appreciate you for everything you do locally and outside of, Collier County. So it's great. Anything else to add to wrap it up there, Pat?
Yeah, no, I think we should do a monthly goated segment with Kevin.
Yeah, monthly go to
That'd be
update.
awesome. I'm in.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm in, and I'm grateful for what you guys do. Love the studio; it's amazing. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Follow the Politicking podcast, all the podcasts. I watch all of them. I love them. I love this. Keep going and telling people about 239 and freedom and all that's great about our city here. So
We're having fun with it right now, and we're gonna actually, like I said, I keep telling everybody we're building a studio. Probably another 2 or 3 weeks. People can come in the studio. We can have a little bit of a different look. But this is great. If you got 5 minutes, pull over, talk to us, give us an update, tell us what's going on. That's what makes us so special. I don't think anybody else is doing anything that we're
Or
doing.
next time
We're
we do
looking
one
forward.
at the shop too. You can kind of give
Yeah.
people.
let's do it.
What
be
you
great.
got going on.
We appreciate you, buddy. Be safe and take care. And thank you so much for
Thank you.
doing what you do. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Kev.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Thank
You
you.
too, brother.
Hey, what a good guy, man. He's just so squared away, and I loved it how you said the number one person is the Lord above, and he doesn't forget that, and that's what makes it so special.
Well, it's from his parents, Coach V, Pastor V. We do morning Bible study every Tuesday morning, so comes from a great family, and just very happy to see how his companies have taken off. Really, really growing. Goated in particular, Red State too, but Goated. Can't tell you how many times go out. Oh, where'd you get that? Sure, what's that? And he definitely got a buzz about him, and I know he's been selling out on the drops and just taking the company to a whole nother level. So exciting to see, especially in our backyard here in Southwest Florida, Tim.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know what's good about it is like the shirts, like he always has, and I didn't get to it, but there's always like something unique about it, right? So they spend a little time, getting this here, and then they got the psalm in the back, and they just spend a lot of time on the detail of the shirts, and when you wear them, you look at this. I mean, seriously,
Whoa.
guns are blasted.
That's
Guns are
medium?
blasted. It's a medium. That's what I got. So speaking about that, I want to do a couple more stories. We have Sab Nuzzi coming up at 9:00, so hopefully he'll be joining us here shortly. And just a couple more stories, and this one's not new. So this story's been out there for a little bit. I just want to make sure I'm on the right slide here. It's been there for a little bit.
What you got, Timmy G?
This one,
I didn't. The Epstein list?
Yeah, the Epstein list. The Epstein list.
I was relieved.
I know
to see
Meredith
that
right now is listening, and I know she's gonna probably put up who this looks like, but don't do that yet, Meredith. Just wait till later.
I don't, what? I don't know.
Yeah, well, she knows. She knows. Yeah.
Well, good news is my name was not on the Epstein list, so that was good news. You think it was a watered down list, Tim?
Well, they asked Trump about the list, and he goes, I remember the question, are you going to put out the Epstein list? And Trump's like, yeah, we're going to do that. But I don't know if some names were taken off. I hope if they put out the list, they just go ahead and put it all out.
What's the point if you're not going to reveal the list? What are you hiding? Who are you hiding? So, I agree that, if it's a watered down list, how much do we really trust?
Yeah. And the reality is, if you're on the list, Meredith, right, when you know, right? So that's kind of an inside thing with us. But the one thing on the list is just because your name's on it doesn't necessarily mean you did anything, but it kind of puts you beside.
You could have been.
The pictures have been out there already. So.
Yeah, like you could have taken a picture with him at a country club, and you're on the list. So I'm more curious about the Diddy list. That I think that's more.
Well, the thing about that is like, so I'm sure that people have been to a P. Diddy party that didn't take, didn't do bad things at the party, didn't partake in, what was going on there.
There was the Diddy party, then there was the after freak off party, and that's, if you went to that party, then you're into some crazy stuff, or so the kind of separate that.
Yeah, I mean, the parties, obviously, when you get an invite to go to P. Diddy's house, and you're not knowing, and maybe even when you get an invite to go to Epstein's house early on, not knowing, you might want to think, hey, that might be a cool thing. But I think once you go there and you find out, I think kind of, again, speculation on the Justin Bieber situation. Obviously, he was involved in some things that he probably is not real happy about being a part of, and it's probably messed him up pretty good. I mean, that's just speculation.
Allegedly.
But
and
yeah,
Usher,
I don't know.
Too.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Patrick.
Diddy kind of groomed Usher too. There's a lot of stuff with Usher that's kind of coming out with Diddy, but that didn't Diddy. I don't know what Meredith was. Diddy on the Epstein list? Diddy and Epstein never crossed paths and partied together, or they just had their own separate parties and networks?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a lot of the same names are surfacing on both.
I was going to say, like
sides.
Alec Baldwin. I think Alec Baldwin. That's a name that see on every kind of list. So it's not a name that would surprise me to see. But Michael Jackson, God bless the dead. So I'm not even going to go there. But there's definitely I think Ivana and Ivanka Trump were on that list, and
I don't know if we're really going to get the full list, but yeah.
Do you think there's any chance that Epstein killed himself?
Yeah, I do, and I know that you're probably going to be sitting there going,
what?
I know you're probably thinking that somebody went in and whacked him, but I don't know. Give me some evidence.
Well, just so happened that the cameras went off at that exact time. There was a couple people watching them who took breaks at that weird time. Tim, I know you're not a conspiracy theory guy.
But I'm a corrections officer, and ultimately, people do commit suicide in jail.
How convenient the cameras went out during that time?
Oh, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, it's kind of unlikely that they'd go out at that particular time, but they'd probably go out quite frequently at the jail. So I don't know. I just don't know if it's a slam dunk the way you say it is.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I asked the question if you think there's any chance that he did kill himself, and you said yes. But so I'm not worried about doing my honey-do list,
That's
David.
David. I don't know on that one.
I don't know what that.
Expound on that. I know John has got you working.
Yeah, what the heck?
Meredith again chimes in. She goes, Tim was talking about people that may have went to the party but didn't participate.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sure there's several people that wanted to just go to a Diddy party or be around and network, but didn't necessarily know what they possibly getting themselves into. And then supposedly that the party, after party, the Diddy freak-off party is where a lot of that stuff went down. I'm still kind of waiting to see what they're really going to charge Diddy with. I mean, charge him with a RICO. It's a one-man RICO at this point, so.
Well, I think several people have come forward, and there's
I think there's only a couple, but we'll see what happens with that, and
there's a lot of civil people
Yeah.
are suing, but a couple people
people
did
tend
come
to do
forward
that.
and say that they were drugged, they did things, and they were victims of. So until that comes out, Meredith said that she thinks that the Clintons had
Allegedly.
had.
Hey, I don't want no problem with the Clintons. I don't want to be on that. No disrespect.
No disrespect.
Love you guys. You guys are doing great. I don't want no problems. Clintons.
Let's go back to the disclaimer. We'll throw Meredith's name in there too, but no. I know one person I wouldn't want to be on the bad side is this lady. Woman arrested after allegedly locking her boyfriend inside a storage unit without food or water for days.
So, they preference that without food or water. So if you locked them in the storage unit and gave them food and water, that would be okay. But you can see that happen. I've come in contact with some crazy people. So I wonder what storage facility? Because there's some nice storage facilities now too. So what was it? Just like a hole in the wall one, or somewhere in an industrial plaza? But you ever
Patrick.
encounter something like? You ever get a call like that? What?
Patrick, I just laughed. So if it was a nice storage facility, it will be okay, or?
Well, if it's there's spacious ones with air conditioning and plenty of rooms. So I'm not saying it was okay, but
Like, hey, where are you staying at? I'm at the storage shed up here. Just come see me. But the thing is it must have been in one of those storage places where people couldn't hear you because.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but some people live in storage facilities, right?
People do live in them. Yeah, people do.
Yeah. So.
But I don't know. This guy must have been locked in. I mean.
Yeah.
Can't lock somebody in a storage facility.
You can't lock anyone somewhere.
I know you think that might be a good idea if it's a nice storage place, but probably not the best. Listen, we found people. Yeah, you asked the question. Have you ever run into situations where people have been in storage units? Yes, we have. People have lived in them. People have cooked drugs in them. People have stored stolen property in them. But yeah, for some reason, there's a lot of incidents that do involve storage units.
Can you imagine if they were doing storage wars and you open up the storage, see what you get, and a human pops up out of there? That'd be a heck of a episode.
Yeah, I don't know. She has to be pretty pissed. She locked her boyfriend up. Have you ever run into somebody who was just like overly? That you would think that they would do this to you? Have you ever run into somebody like that? Have you ever dated anybody like that?
Not dated, but run into. Yes.
Run into somebody like that. I don't think I have to that level. But I mean, the scary thing is you go to the storage unit and then you turn around and you see the door shutting and the lock coming on. What do you do at that point?
I don't know, but this lady, again, no disrespect, but she definitely looks like you don't want to piss her off. And did it say in the article what prompted her to do that to her boyfriend?
I think they were having a feud, a little bit of a feud, but I don't really know the whole thing. But the charge is kidnapping, so you put somebody in. Basically, they're not free to leave. You haul them against their will. You got a kidnapping charge, which is not a good charge to have.
Not a good charge, no.
Not a good charge to have.
Kidnapping, involvement is not a good thing. No.
Yeah, no. Now, believe it or not, in Collier County, there's a guy that was actually arrested up in Lehigh, but he was involved in at least, again, he was suspected to be involved in at least 5 armed robberies in Collier County. I know that this guy, I read a little bit about him, that he has been doing this stuff for quite some time. Finally, they caught him. And he's from Lehigh, came down to Collier County, did the robberies mostly out in Immokalee, the Immokalee community. But yeah, this stuff happens in Collier County. A lot of people think, we live in Naples, we're in a great place, and sleepy old Naples, nothing like this could happen.
Yeah, well, don't try that shit in Collier County though. Mess around and find out, and you back up to Lee County. So.
Yeah, one of the funny things when one of the Island Boys got arrested last week.
One of your favorites?
The famous Island Boys, right? So one of the things that people said is like, listen, when you go to Collier County, don't fuck around in Collier County, because if you mess around in Collier County, the boys, men and women from the Collier County Sheriff's Office, Naples PD, Marco Island PD, will track you down and they will arrest you. And I will tell you that most counties in the state of Florida do not have pursuit policies that allow them to pursue unless there's a forcible felon. In Collier County, we have a policy that allows us to pursue as long as it's safe for basically failure to dim your headlights, speeding, reckless driving, things like that. So we have a very liberal, and that word's kind of scary to say it, but very liberal pursuit policy, but a good one, because it gives the deputy the opportunity to terminate that pursuit when they feel it becomes unsafe. The only problem with that is sometimes the deputies get locked in and they don't always, their judgment's not always the best when they're in the middle of a heated pursuit. But yeah, that's it.
What else we got, Tim? I know Sab's ready to hop on here. He's about to.
Yeah, he's getting ready to jump in there. We got the car show. Let's just go over that real quick. Car show in Naples, downtown Naples, turned in a ton of money, loaded up with money, but it was for good cause. St. Matthew's House. Listen, I don't think there's any place in the world that has cars like we have on that day. At the,
unbelievable one after.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I mean, hundreds and not thousands of cars. It had to be thousands, but just one more impressive than the other. Usually, you go to a car show, you see a couple that really stick out, but there's just one after another. Rolls Royces, Bentleys, saw a couple Bugattis. I mean, it's just absolutely remarkable. Only in Naples, I would say, you would see an event like that, and it's great to see for a great cause. $2.7 million raised for St. Matthew's House, so great to see we can give back to the community with the luxury that we have here as well. I don't know about you, like in Naples, like a Bentley, Lamborghini is just a common car, because you kind of take it for granted when people come out of town or visit. They're like, oh, there's a Bentley. I'm like, yeah, you see, I could see 10 different Bentleys in one day. But people coming from other states and cities aren't used to seeing that. So,
yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I don't think there's any place in the world like Naples, Florida, when it comes to vehicles. You drive a car down the street here it's rather nice, like a Mercedes, something like that. No one even gives you a second look. Down here is nothing to see. Ferraris, Lambos, Rolls Royces. I mean, you just see them, throughout the county. We'll come back to this real quick, but without further ado, I just want to bring Sab on. Sab Nuzzi. He's going to bring us a little variety, a little bit of fun. Sab, are you there, buddy?
I'm here, fellas. How we doing? Timmy G.
Yeah, what's up, buddy? Got the kids in the back, looking good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Got my setup here. We're good to go.
Yeah, you're looking good, man. You're looking good.
Thanks, man. I got a haircut after 4 months, so it was finally it was overdue. So.
You still have to get a haircut?
Yeah.
Hey, do you use a Flowbee? You do it yourself, or what do you do, buddy?
Just a nice two, baby. You're all the way around,
On your own? On your own?
Yeah, on my own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably shows, but I have to.
Well, what's a haircut costing? A haircut costing nowadays, I mean, some of these places are like 30, 40, $50, right?
Yeah, the place I go to, my man George over at J&H, go and see him. He $30, well, plus tip, not too bad. He pampers you. You get the beard trim, you get everything trimmed up. You can do your eyebrows if you want.
Ooh.
But yeah, if you want to get crazy. But now for me, it's a nice freebie. Now just let the wife trim the back up. No fuss. We're done.
Done.
Good to go.
And you know what's funny about me? I go to Great Clips, right? So when I go to Great Clips, it's like friggin' rolling the dice, baby. It's like
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you put your name on the list, and you're sitting there going, "Oh shit, what's gonna happen?" And then you're like watching who's in there, and most of the time it works out pretty good because my hair grows fast, so it doesn't really matter. But without a doubt, it's rolling the dice when you go in there.
Yeah, you don't want the guy in the back right. There's the guy's got the back right chair for a reason. You know what I mean? You don't want him to step over there.
Yeah.
So,
And I always sit down at Great Clips and go, "How long have you been cutting hair for?" "Oh, I'm here a couple of months,
30 minutes.
Lois Boland's on. Good to see you, Lois.
Lois
And
in
it-
the house.
And it's always
Savvy the
weird if
Great.
it's like a 60-year-old guy and he just started cutting hair. Well, what the heck were you doing before? It's got out of prison
Just
or-
picked up a clipper and said, "I can do this."
Yeah.
Shake it like this. Yeah, he's like,
That's it.
and then you hear that shaver that it kind of hits like a mows that, because my hair is so thick, but it does get
Yeah.
scary.
Oh,
It does get
rub
scary.
it in, Tim. Thanks. Yeah.
Preaching to the
Look at
choir
you
here
guys.
about the thin
Very
hair.
proud of
I've
you,
been
buddy.
thinning since after high school, so it is what it is. Can't have everything, right, Pat? Can't have it all.
Nope, I guess not. No. Yeah, I've never been accused of having great hair.
I put a little gel in there in the morning. Keeps it
All right,
getting
Tim.
frizzy.
We get it.
It's just showing off now.
So, Sab, what you got going, buddy? I know you got a lot going. Things down in the south end of Naples, South Naples, going good
Yeah.
down that way. And what's
Yeah, I mean,
happening?
season's in full swing, as we know. I work over at the South Naples Outback. I've been there for almost 11 years now, which is crazy. Our man Mike Esposito, that's in the comments every show, he was the one that hired me day one before the building was even built. So I owe a lot to that man. I met my wife there. I got two amazing kids, as you can see behind me. So I owe a lot to that guy for hiring me in that place. It's been a great place to work, and I've just, after 11 years, you're there 11 years. There's a reason, obviously. So, but it's a good gig. You see a lot of people. Pat worked with me for a little bit. Pat's been. And speaking of Patrick and I have gone back almost 30 years now, which is crazy to think. When I moved here back in '96, he was my neighbor. He was like basically the first guy I met. I mean, I think you were like 12 at the time. I was 8, something like that, something crazy like that. Both shared a lot. What 12-year-old's going to hang out with an 8-year-old? Probably not many, right? But this guy, I was I was into sports. He was into sports, obviously. And we just kind of hit it off and been buddies ever since. He had I think your dad had a memorabilia shop, I think at the time, a card shop.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. So we'd play out in the back, and he'd have cards, and me and my buddies would play, and it was like whoever won got the cards. And now it's funny because the roles kind of reversed. I do run a small business, a memorabilia business. It's called Sab City Breaks. We'll get into what breaks are in a minute. That's probably a whole nother show. That's tough to kind of go over. But now I'm the one getting him memorabilia when he needs it. So it's kind of funny how that kind of went all full circle with that. But yeah, man, South Naples is bumping right now. So it's a wait every night. The bar's crazy, and it's one of those things with season. You can't wait for it to get here, and then you're kind of like, all right, when are we gonna get a little relief? But no, but it's going good down there.
How would you rate this season compared to others?
So I feel like it took a little bit to get going. Over the last, I'd say, so I've been there 11 years. So at first it was like, as soon as November 1st hit, maybe December 1st, it was guns a-blazing. Then, of course, you got Christmas time, goes down a little bit. And then after the New Year, you're just, till May 1st, you're going crazy.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years, obviously, you had the COVID nonsense going on, so that changed things a little bit. A lot of things have been built down in South Naples. You got a lot more restaurants. So it takes a little bit to get going. So this year it took probably till about February to really kick in. We were like, okay, we're on these serious weights. You're going from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock, just guns a blazing, like I said. But so like this year, definitely, I feel like every year it's kind of getting started a little later. But I think that's because there's just so many more restaurants now. So it's a lot more choices out there, and good choices for that matter.
And we're gonna get your top 5 goats of all time, Sab. But greatest Outback manager of all time.
I'm talking to him right now.
Stop it.
Listen, it's still talked about, okay, at our store. So that there was never a guy. Listen, I've worked with great managers. This is nothing against anybody. By the way, Mike is the GOAT. We know Mike's the GOAT. He's Mr. Mr. Outback, whether he wants to admit it or not. Yeah. But there was never a guy that could be in 12 places at once like Pat, man. The guy was just, with the guests, making sure this person's good, making sure the bar's good. I'd turn around, I'd have my liquor pulled for me. It was just, but Pat's been like that everywhere he's worked. He puts 125% into everything. And that's why he was one of the best, if not the best Outback manager I had, for sure.
No, I appreciate it.
And not just because we've been best friends for 30 years. This is,
I'm gonna sell you right after, Sab. I got you.
Yeah, $20 is good.
Sab, I'm trying to find that in him over here at the studio. I'm trying to find that in him.
Come on.
No, he is. He is. And you know what? The thing about Pat is he's got a heart of gold, and he just wants to make sure that it's done the right way. And he always asks and gets input from people before he makes decisions, which is greatly appreciated. Yeah, he's great. He's great.
And we had some great people pass through Outback. Juan, who Mike hired me. Dylan, Joe was a great proprietor. So a lot of good people have come through that Outback.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just, it was, the original crew, it was crazy. When I think you got hired probably a year or two in, maybe something like that.
Yeah, it was like 2000. If
it was even that.
16, yeah.
And man, it was just it's crazy to see how, obviously in any restaurant there's turnover like crazy, but it's crazy to think that, like, man, we had probably 17 whole new staffs. Like, it's just, but the bar has stayed true. The 4 bartenders that are there, myself, my sister who's just came back for season, Lefty and JJ have all been there since day one. The bar is just a staple. You got the same 4 that have been there since day one, which is pretty crazy.
And Sab, let them know when they can come see you at Outback, because I know you got a set schedule. So if someone wants to come see you at the South Naples Outback,
for sure. So Wednesday, I'm there Wednesday through Saturday. I'm there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for lunch, 11 to 4, and then I do Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights from 4 till about 9:30, 10 sometimes, so it depends. So I'm there, get it all done in 4 days, get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday with the kids. It's great. It's a great schedule. I'm definitely fortunate to be able to do that. So
absolutely, and thank you, Lois. I appreciate that. Shout out. Nice of you.
And then Mark brought this up too. He said Sab's a machine, excellent father, hardworking hubby, and overall good guy. So hey,
my guy Mark, thanks.
You're paying all these people big money, Sab.
I'm gonna have to pick up an extra shift now after paying all these people for all these compliments. But
all true. Tim wants to know. Tim asked me today if he sees you at Outback, does he get a heavy pour?
Absolutely. No, don't tell my managers this, but it's pretty much a heavy pour. All the time. Let's be real.
I don't think any of them are listening to this, so we're good.
No, I think we're good. Mike might be.
I know Meredith and I will be down. We'll be down. It's about time. Real quick. Well, not real quick. We got some time with you, but quickly, tell me a little bit of a story. Give me a Pat Jira story. I'd love to hear one. It's something crazy.
Oh gosh.
That he's done.
Where do I start? Well,
I love getting on him.
I got a good one. So this goes back to when I said I just moved here, and we were neighbors, and probably he knows where I'm going with this. And you guys talked about this a couple shows ago, and his love for snakes. So, I don't know what time of day it was. Maybe I think it was maybe morning or something, and
it was afternoon.
And I hear what sounds like a 12-year-old girl scream from next door. And my dad goes, "What the hell was that?" So my dad looks out, and it's Pat. And then he calls us, and he says, Sab, I'm on my front porch and there's a snake out here. And I'm like, what the hell do you want me to do about it? Like, kick it, something. I'm not going. I'm I'm 3 years younger than you, man. You think I'm gonna go grab a snake? So, I mean, Patrick is trembling. And look, I don't like snakes either.
I'm terrified.
In his defense, that's his thing. Like snakes. I mean, he'd probably. Well, I was gonna say he'd stand up to a bear before that, but we know that's not true either. But so my dad had to run over there, and he had to grab the snake, and I don't know if he tossed it over. I wasn't over there, but
he grabbed somehow. I remember a hockey stick was involved, and he got.
Oh yeah, you had one of the. I don't know if I had one or something. I think I had one for random reasons. Never played hockey before in my life, but yeah, he grabbed it, and I think he flung it right off your front porch right out. So yeah, that was just. It was too funny, man. And
it might have, and I was new to Florida too, coming from Connecticut, so I think it was the first time I came across a snake. Now I'm still to this day, and it was probably only a garden snake too. To full disclaimer.
Probably like a black race or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't do snakes and bears.
But the funny part about it to me was that you didn't like run inside. You just like froze. Like you were just chilling, like on the corner. There's a snake, and he just like he was done. Like he just was standing there, and then my dad had to come over and fling it. It was too funny,
the thing about it is like, just go to a different location, or find a shovel, Why are you calling people because of these things? I mean, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Banned.
I mean,
we
love you, but why are you calling us?
You called him about the bear too. I think
I called him about the bear.
Yeah, there you go. So
I just want to know who to call at that point.
I'm just shocked that you didn't get a selfie with the bear before you ran away. That's all. The only thing I'm shocked about. Oh, you did?
I didn't have my phone because I was going in my car just to get something. If I had my phone, 100% health, everything goes out the window. Can I get a reel out of this? Can I get a selfie?
Unbelievable.
Yes, I would have taken one for the team at this point because I'm all about free shirts and pictures, Sab.
I 100% believe you. Oh yeah, there's nothing Pat won't do for a free shirt. Nothing on this planet.
I'll campaign for you for a free shirt.
That's how I clothed him for like 6 months. I mean,
that's all it took, man.
And Sab, the funny thing is, I was winning my campaign, and then I bring Pat on to help out a little bit. Man, it was down. It was down. It was gone. From that point forward.
Yeah, never mind the third candidate that Alfie brought in, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was down the tubes when Patrick came along. But no, he loved the first thing he said. Can I get a T-shirt? And of course, I loved it because, get my name out there, right, Pat?
I'm surprised he didn't just get the T-shirt and be like, all right, Tim, good luck.
I'm good. I kept getting worse, and I kept coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Patrick. So you said Patrick was good to work with. Working at Outback, it can get pretty stressful. How was he? Was he able to handle the stress pretty well?
Oh, I mean, it was he had to calm me down most times.
Okay.
I mean, it's just he there was nothing too big.
He's got such a good demeanor about himself. Like I'll get all fired up, I'll be running around the office, and Pat will just look at me, and then he knows like I get fired up. I'll be like, and Pat just looked at me calm. Like, really, is it that really worth getting fired up about? So that's
no
good.
question.
Yeah.
No question. Definitely.
I appreciate it. I always I'm not good at very many things in life. Clearly, I can't freaking screw anything on. But like a restaurant manager was something that I felt, I was.
That's a big deal.
And had
for sure.
great staff, some unbelievable people. That's what I miss, the people aspect of it. Working with people like Sab and Noel and even Tia and forgetting a bunch of people, but
that's it. That's about it. Yeah,
that's about it. Yeah, and it stops right there. Now, I mean, after COVID, it became more difficult to staff and keep people. But even the Billies drove me crazy. But just being around those people, we had so much fun. Yeah. I was gonna say another person, but we'll
Yeah,
I'm learning when to keep my mouth shut now, Sab.
Sab, I don't know if it's the same with you, but when Pat gets a little bit frustrated, he starts doing circles. Like he'll get his phone, and we kind of make fun of it. He'll get his phone, he'll do this, and just do a couple circles around. And I don't know if he used to do that, but yeah, I don't know.
It was always just a stare with him. It was always just like if I was talking to him and it was just like a stare, and then he would just like, and then I'm like, oh, okay, got it. Say no more.
Love it. Mark saying Bloomin' Onion or Zinger Mountain Melt?
Zinger Mountain Melt.
Man.
You probably had a lot of Bloomin' Onions.
Listen, I think it's because I've been 11 years with Bloomin' Onions. Excuse me, but Zinger Mountain Melts are.
You get more on this. You're kind of comparing.
Exactly.
You're comparing. So that's a tough one. But let's give it to Outback in this. How many places have tried to duplicate the Bloomin' Onion?
No one can. No one can do it.
I found one that's pretty good. Buffalo Chips and Bonita.
Oh, really?
They got a really good Bloomin' Onion there. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I hope you say a mom and pop sort of shop when you say this.
For sure. Yeah. Don't touch it. Listen, I got to tell you, we got Wayne Smith in here. Wayne, welcome. So good. If you don't know Wayne. Captain Wayne Smith, POW, spent about 1,580 days in captivity over in Vietnam.
The Hanoi Hilton, right?
Yeah, Hanoi Hilton. The guy's a legend. But thanks, Wayne, for jumping in. We love you, buddy.
Wayne,
but no, Pat is he's a real good guy, and he's fun. But let me ask you: did you ever remember seeing Pat get upset with anything, or other than when his Niners lost?
Oh, yeah, well, that's about it. Honestly, I know the Niners thing was one of those things where you can't. And he's gotten a lot better with it now over the last couple of years. But I have too. I share the same love with like my Broncos and his Niners. Like, I don't know two more passionate people about their teams than us two, and it's just one of those things that you gotta kind of just. It's just a game, but it's not. And I hate that. I hate when it's just a game.
Just a game.
And I'd rather you just punch me in the face than say that. So he's definitely gotten a lot better as far as that goes. But yeah, the Niners was definitely the time where it was like when they lost the NFC title game, I think it was like 4 years ago. He didn't leave him alone. Just leave him alone. Let him have a day. Let him have a day or two, and then he'll be like, all right, what are we doing? What we good? We're good now. Like, just need a day or two. And I get it. I'm the same way. When we lost in the Super Bowl to Seattle, it was 43-8 in 2013. I was just shell shocked. I needed 3 days to just. Leave me alone.
Don't you think in a way that's better to lose that way than to lose like a heartbreaker like we did against either of the Chiefs? Because that just stung for forever and ever.
I agree.
It took about a month to get over that.
Well, if you remember the Broncos Super Bowl game, that game was over before it started. The very first play, he snapped it over Peyton's head, and there was a safety, and I'm going, we're in for a long – and it was cold. It was in New York. Peyton, granted, he was playing in Denver, but it's not his favorite thing to do is play in the cold, and then it just went – it spiraled from there. I mean, it was 29-0 before I could even get a drink. It was so bad. It was so bad. But yeah, the heartbreaking losses are definitely worse for sure.
Well, my ex-wife Emily will tell you her number one Google searches were what time the 49ers play, and she'd have to plan out if the 49ers lost not to be around me that day. Just looking back at it, it's like,
ex-wife, Pat, we get it, we understand.
Ex-wife, yeah.
Quick question: are you guys? I don't know about you, but playoff games, Super Bowl, would you rather be with a bunch of people or would you rather be by yourself?
By myself.
Or like-minded fans?
I think, Pat, we are the same way. We got to be home. We got to be at home. Now, he did come to my house and watch a playoff game once, the divisional round against the Vikings. I remember that, and they blew the Vikings out, so it was no stress. But because we share the same feelings as far as got to be at your house, got to be able to hear it, got to have minimal people around you that you can tolerate because you don't want people talking smack and then you lose your head when you're down 21 or something. So yeah, definitely got to be home. When we went to the Super Bowl in 2016 and won it, I was right on my couch, right here, right in front of the TV, with my parents, my sister, and her now husband. And that was it.
Shout out to Slobber.
Shout out to Bob.
Lois is saying she likes to be by herself. So yeah, like the worst thing is in the world is having somebody that really has no idea about football at all. And they're
that's
sitting
most
there,
Super Bowl parties.
Yeah, they're sitting like 3 seats over, and they're talking stuff, and you're like, listen, I'm gonna snap your neck in a minute. And if you're winning, it's okay. but
course.
a big Pats fan, so it's been like that for the last 25 years, pretty good. But for
Tim,
the
you
most
haven't
part,
seen football since kickoff.
yeah, for the most part though, you got to be by yourself because undoubtedly somebody's gonna say something real stupid.
And the worst is you get a text from someone who doesn't even really follow football. That's the worst. Thank God they're not.
That happened. That actually happened to me this year. The Broncos were playing the Chiefs, and earlier in the year, and they were going for a game-winning field goal to beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. They outplayed them the whole game, and then they went to kick the field goal, and it was blocked, and they blocked the kick. It was one of the 10 or 12 lucky wins the Chiefs had this year. And I get a text from a regular that has never texted me before. He had my number. He goes, "Oh my God, did you see that?" Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I didn't answer him, and I saw him 2 days later at the bar, and he goes, "Did you get my message?" I said, "Yeah, I got your message. Here's your wine." I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it used to frustrate me when somebody who just you never talk to, you never see them, and then they go ahead and throw this stuff up.
Yeah.
It's your day, and they're doing everything they can to ruin it. So yeah, it's crazy.
Sab, top 5 sports goats all time. Go.
All right. So I'm not going to give you any specific order here, but I have my my lists and a couple honorable mentions. Only because I don't watch the sport is Wayne Gretzky. Obviously, that's an obvious one as far as hockey goes, but I can't give you a breakdown of what his stats were because I don't watch hockey. It is what it is. Jerry Rice,
Yes.
best wide receiver ever. He left the game with all the records and just dominated them all. There's only been one guy I think since he's left that was on pace for a good amount of years, like 10 or plus years, to be even close to catching him. And I think that was like Antonio Brown. And then he obviously went off the deep end. So there was so he was on pace for a lot of his stuff. But then, of course, so I just don't think I think there's a lot of like his touchdowns. I don't know who's breaking that.
Because that's the thing, you have to stay consistent for those 15.
Yeah.
Guys have been able to do it for like 5, 6, 7 years, but Jerry did it for like 15 years.
That's the big thing is the consistency factor with these goats, and you'll see where I'll end with a big one for you, and we'll cause some controversy. But Tom Brady's obviously another one. I know it's the same sport, but Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time. After that Falcons Super Bowl, I didn't want to admit it for a while, but after that Falcons Super Bowl, that's when I was like, all right,
Homer Horn.
There it is.
He's the
Another obvious one is Tiger Woods. I mean, the guy won major tournaments by 12 strokes. I mean, he was just in a class all his own for 20 plus years. I saw a thing that Scotty Scheffler's #1 in the world, and he's got to hold it for like another 312 weeks to even come close to Tiger's record. It's unbelievable. Michael Phelps is another one. I don't know if it was talked about more. Going Olympics swimming, obviously.
Really?
I mean,
That's legit.
Right? I mean, I'm just trying to get out, go out of everybody's comfort zone here.
Yeah, that's legit.
He's got more gold medals than Tyreek Hill has kids, I think. So like he's got a lot of stuff.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah. Elon. But and then you guys are really gonna hate this one probably. He's still playing. He's 40 years old. His name is LeBron James. Okay?
Ooh.
LeBron James, we're talking about longevity, we're talking about stats, we're talking about the whole thing. Now, off the court, guy's an absolute clown. There's no question about that. Hasn't said a thing of substance off the court in 20-some years that he's been playing. We know that. He's not a very smart person.
Speaking of Diddy parties.
Right. Not a great human, I don't think, but that's beside the point. When it comes to basketball and you look at the level of competition, I don't want to get too much into this because we can talk hours about it. And I know we've gone back and forth about it, Pat, and I've gone back and forth about it with a lot of people. And I even changed my tone. I thought Jordan was the GOAT for a while. And to me, after the last 5 or 6 years, I think LeBron has taken over. Yes, Jordan's 6-0 in the finals. LeBron's won everywhere he's went. He won a title with the Lakers, title with the Heat, a couple titles with the Heat, title with the Cavs. I just think you look at longevity, he's going to be the first guy to ever have 50,000 points. To me, he's the basketball GOAT, and it's close. But I just think you're looking at you're playing against either Jeff Hornacek or Kevin Durant. I don't know. I just think he's
So
the
I
GOAT.
was going to actually say that different era. So what you're basically saying, it's tougher to
Eras, yeah.
play in LeBron's era than MJ's era, is what you're basically saying.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
So you're basically saying, because I would make the argument that Jordan played in a tougher era, but what you're saying is LeBron's actually had the tougher era. From you're going to go the athleticism standpoint, I would argue, MJ, you could still hand check. The defense was more
Yeah.
physical. You had the bad boys, not necessarily the athletes that the game has today. But you're saying LeBron's era had a tougher competition.
I think overall, over the last 5 years, we've seen the NBA take a huge decline as far as being soft, not playing defense, and it's been real bad. Obviously, the scoring shows it. You got teams getting into the 140s now, so it's kind of
It's
a little
ridiculous.
ridiculous now. But in his prime, when he was with the Heat, when he was with the Cavs, playing against those Celtics teams. If you look at both their careers, I mean, Jordan didn't win a playoff series till like year 7 or something like that, until Scottie Pippen came along and helped them. So, and then when he left those 2 years, so when they won the title, they were 52-30. Then he left for 2 years to go play baseball. That's a whole nother story. We can get into that, go down that rabbit hole of why he did that. They went 50-32. They only lost 2 less games. LeBron leaves the team, they're picking first. Jordan leaves the team, they lose 2 less games. That to me is a big thing. I know maybe it's not a huge sample size
How'd they do
because
in
it
the
was a
playoffs?
new year. What's that?
How did they do in the playoffs?
How did the Bulls do? Well, they made the playoffs.
Okay. but how
LeBron's
did they
teams
do?
were picking first.
Yeah, but also back then, though, I mean, there was a lot
they
of
lost in the second
good
round.
quality NBA teams. You had the Orlando Magic that were really good at that point. The Sixers, the Pistons were still good. Today's basketball, there's a lot of bad teams, too. So
Yeah. I just don't think Bill Lambier's stopping anybody in today's NBA. That's just my opinion.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah.
with a fragrant.
Bill.
With a-
Yeah. No, it's a lot different. Yeah, I think Bill Lambier. They're gonna run over him. Just think about the sizes.
Didn't we run it? Was I with you? I ran into Bill Lambier. Was he at Outback almost? Randomly, I ran into Bill Lambier.
Really?
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
Wow. I know
Hey,
he's
guys,
had a house around here, but
Yeah, he comes around. We got Chris in the green room. I know he's got a lot going on, but Sab, good stuff, man. Always welcome.
Yeah, we'll have
we
Sab as
appreciate you
a
guys.
regular.
We definitely love having you come on. We appreciate you. But we'll do it again.
Yeah.
We got Chris Holden. I just don't want to hold him up. I know he's got a lot going. He's going to swing us to the end. But Sab, you're
Thanks,
the best.
guys.
We appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Sab.
appreciate
Yeah.
it, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
All right. Well, we might as well go ahead and just bring in Chris now. Chris, are you there? I guess we got Chris. Hold it just a second.
I'm here.
I think we lost Patrick. I think Patrick is gone. Maybe we kicked him out. Let's see here. Let me bring you up here, Chris. 2 seconds. There we go. Yeah, we lost Patrick for a minute, but not a big deal. Hey, you're looking good today. I like that. I like that red shirt you got going on. You got your hair spiked up. You're looking good, buddy. Let me bring in Patrick real quick, just to make sure we got everybody. Yep, we're all good. Let's see here. All right, good. We got it. We got everybody back. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Hudson, Senior Advisor to Congressman Byron Donalds. A lot going on with you, Chris. Give us a little update. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I know the last time we spoke, I prone to do. I'm not allowed to talk, but we can talk about it now. On Fox, Congressman Donalds announced that he is running for governor of the great state of Florida. He did so on Hannity's show, and reception's been pretty awesome. But we're off, we're running, and the work really begins in earnest now. We've got a lot of really fantastic pieces that have come together very, very quickly, both in terms of fundraising, in terms of endorsements, and I think.
Chris, we're kind of losing you audio-wise. You have maybe your Bluetooth, maybe it's coming on. Is there a way to switch it just off the laptop, maybe?
Is it?
I got you good right now, but it's kind of just cutting off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Did
a
that
little
work?
audio.
Live TV.
I think that might work. Try that now.
How about that? Are we good?
We look like we're
It seems like it might be. It's cutting in and out. We'll give it another try.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I think we're good now.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Is it?
Yeah, maybe I think it's coming off the Bluetooth, and when it comes off the Bluetooth, if you just put it on the
No?
laptop's input, I think it'll come out.
So let's try that again, Chris.
Tech stuff, guys. I'm not good at the tech stuff.
No,
No problem.
I think we're good. No, but go ahead, Chris, because you cut out a little bit on us. But kind of recap the week that's been for Team Donalds.
Yeah, no, I apologize with the technical difficulties, but yeah, we launched the campaign for governor. Byron here on Sean Hannity's show. Said, hey, I'm running for governor. Here, let's go. 18 months. Let's ride. We got an opportunity. He's going to work really, really hard. He's got a ton of really big things that have come through the door already. Endorsements, and the work begins. He's excited. His team's excited. There's not going to be a shortage of content and momentum, and we're ready for the challenge. He is refreshed and excited now, official that he's out there. And man, I've never seen it harder than that guy. He is burning it at both ends, out every last opportunity he can to talk to people about what it means for him to run for governor, why they support him, why they should write him a check, and why they knock doors and make phone calls. He's off and running, man.
Yeah, we're only getting like one or two words of it. Maybe let's try logging out and maybe taking the Bluetooth off your earphone. Just talk into the computer and see how that works. Just I'm just try to log out, come back on, and maybe take it off Bluetooth. Try that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because we want to hear this stuff. We
want to hear this good stuff. We definitely. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just it's just
live,
you can't hear it.
Live shows, Tim. The beauty of live TV podcasts, it goes with the territory. But
yeah, it's unfortunate, but he's got a lot going on.
He's got a lot going on. He's a busy man, and his campaign's now kicked off the full swing. I know Congressman Donalds is the only official person to announce throwing his hat in the governor race, and I think with that Trump endorsement, more than anything, President Trump basically said, "Don't enter this governor race in Florida because I'm behind Byron all the way, so don't even think twice about challenging this guy." And I don't think there'll be many people that will get in. There'll definitely be a few. Obviously, the key name is going to be Casey DeSantis, the First Lady of Florida, and really the only person I think that could really give Byron any kind of a real challenge. So it'll be interesting to see if she does indeed enter the race, but and if she does, boy, get ready to see a lot of ads, and it's going to be an interesting time.
We got Chris back. Let's see if we can hear him a little bit better. Chris, you there?
Yeah, is this better?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's just sometimes the Wi-Fi, I think it just blows. But yeah, perfect, awesome. I
grew up in an era where they did not teach me how to do any of this. My daughter is infinitely better at it. Everyone in my life knows how to work their cell phone, their laptop, all their gaming systems, and I can't figure it out.
It's nothing with you. It's just the way. Yeah.
It's crazy, Chris, because even I consider myself kind of tech savvy, but my 11-year-old daughter can grab something, figure it out just like that, or even show me stuff on CapCut. So these kids are definitely technology advanced. So don't feel bad. Sometimes I feel like, how does my daughter know how to do this and not me?
Yeah, let's go one more time, Chris. Go through it a little bit of where we're at with Byron and so on and so forth. I apologize to have you have to
third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. I'm sorry to everybody watching and listening. This has been an exercise, and kids should have gone to Votech or done some actual apprenticeship learning on computers. But I was saying poorly with bad tech abilities that our good friend Byron Donalds, Congressman Donalds, announced last week on Sean Hannity's show on Fox that he is running for governor of the great state of Florida.
Yeah.
And he's hustling. He's working hard. I can't even begin to explain the opportunities, the dollars, the phone calls, the momentum that has come through the door in just a week has been, nothing short of astounding. I generally thought he was going to be pretty, momentum heavy off the rip, but I was a little surprised at just how well he's done. And I know if you know him, you know that Byron's, he's pretty confident of what he's going to do. He's not unrealistic and realizes that there's lots of hardships and lots of work to be done. But he told me, Chris, it's going to be better than you think, and he told everybody on the team, Chris, it's going to be better than you think. And I'm generally predisposed to be both pessimistic and I tend to believe the worst case scenario every time. If we set our sights on that, we'll be okay. He's kind of the opposite, obviously. And man, everybody is coming through the door. Everybody is calling. Everybody wants to be on the team. And I think it says volumes about the work that he has done. I think it says volumes about the work that his previous campaign teams have done. Patrick, you were there with him in the beginning, man. And I think whether it was you or Larry or pick a person who was with him at the beginning, it kind of set the precedent for how hard he would work. It set the precedent for how hard he would hustle. He's got that athletic spirit, that competitive spirit, and
Mamba mentality. He's got it on his wall.
He's ready to do it, man. He's ready to do it. We got the right guy for the job, the right guy to hustle for the next 17 months, and it's exciting.
Well, it's exciting for Florida. I mean, how blessed we are. Governor DeSantis has done a great job around the state. Now, natural progression to have Congressman Donalds take over. So, exciting time in Florida. And like we talked about, there's so many great younger politicians in the state of Florida. We talk about Ashley Moody, Corey Mills, and you could go on and on. But yeah, we're I think a lot of us kind of expected this to happen, but to see it come to fruition, it's an exciting time. It comes full circle now, talking about going back to really 2010. I remember Byron's first speech at the Tea Party over by the 7-Eleven at the Tea Party rally, and now come full circle, and now not only running for governor, but obviously the clear-cut favorite to be our next governor. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's slightly embarrassing too. I don't know if I told you guys in the past, so I'm gonna own up to something. This is me owning up to a failure. I wasn't on Team Donalds in the beginning. I was on a different team, and I got to wear that probably for the rest of my natural born life. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad I saw the rationale, the logic, the light, if you will. He's the right guy for the job. He's the right guy to fill into the role. Like you said, Governor DeSantis has done an incredible job, and it's about keeping Florida in first place. It's about keeping Florida in the pole position. It's not about overhauling and completely reshaping the face of Florida. I guess you could say it's about keeping Florida great. It's about making it even greater. It's hard, man. There's been so much good work done by so many people and Governor DeSantis that, in a lot of ways, you're kind of blessed that you get to take the steering wheel of probably the fastest race car in the country, and if you don't screw it up, you can drive that race car all the way to the finish line.
Yeah, that's a real good point. Like you mentioned before, and I ran a very small, tiny little campaign here in our county. How do you prepare, and what's the very first thing you advise to congressmen about what you need to do? So, because people start, overloading with ideas and suggestions, and how do you break that down and just sit with him and go, all right, we need to take this step, this step, this step. And obviously he's an experienced person to be in this position, but how do you do that? What do you do first?
I mean, first Byron makes the decision to be courageous and put his name on a ballot. And He and Erica pray and make that decision. That's the first step. The second decision is put in the right people around you who are going to advise you and who are going to do the actual parts of the campaign that you either don't have time or can't do, or you're not best suited to do, or it doesn't make much sense for you to do. And in this case, it's you bring on a general consultant. In this case, he has probably one of the best in the state, and Ryan Smith. And you give the responsibilities to the general consultant to design both the infrastructure, the personnel, the campaign messaging, you name it. That is his responsibility. And then he delegates out the rest of those pieces to the rest of the personnel. And then if you're Ryan Smith, I think he hit the nail on the head. The first thing he advised the congressman was to win the primary of one, which was to go out and seek the endorsement of the President of the United States. And the congressman did that, and he secured Donald Trump's endorsement to run for governor in the state of Florida. And in our day and age in politics, that is the first step now. If you can pull it off, the first step is securing the endorsement of the president of the United States, because he is extremely popular all across the state. Even in counties where he might have lost, he lost very, very little, and in some regards, lost less than at any other previous time by a Republican in those counties. So, first step was that, and Ryan, I think, advised him wisely. The second step is really making sure that the rollout is flawless. And I think if you look back, and kudos to the entire team here, but I mean, you didn't have a lot of hiccups with the rollout. He got in, and a lot of people thought there should have been more fanfare, but I'll take error-free rollouts all day long when you were running for the big show. I mean, this is the Super Bowl of our state, right? The Super Bowl of the country is the White House. The Super Bowl of our state is the governor's mansion. And so, you guys are sports nuts. I just listened to you guys talk about some of that stuff beforehand. You can't have penalties. You can't have errors. You have to be disciplined. Your mind's got to be sound on these things. And a lot of people have tried to make assertions about how we should approach the sitting governor, how he should talk about the sitting governor. And I think he's been authentically himself in saying, no, the governor's done great work. Here's how we're going to approach the governor. And this is largely his direction. And the rest of the team is like, yeah, we're on board with that. He did a great job. So the next piece is, hey, how are we going to approach would-be competitors? And the truth is, there isn't anyone else in the race right now. It is Byron Donalds by himself running for governor. And so he's just going to run his race, and that is really the next piece of advice. Run your race. I tell every person, and I think this is the hardest thing for most people. It's not hard for Byron, and Patrick probably will agree here because he's dealt with Byron. Byron's uniquely talented in one respect when it comes to running a campaign that most clients I've had, candidates I've had, are not good at. You have got to let someone else drive the car. You can't drive it yourself. You just can't. You've got to let someone else call the ball. You're too close to it, and you've got to get all the different perspectives and be able to make a decision. But someone has to be the one to seek out all that information, get the best input, get the best expertise, and bring you the right recommendation and the right strategy. And some candidates are unable to do that. And it's because it's their name on the ballot, or it's their resources, or whatever it might be. In almost every instance where a candidate tries to run their campaign, they lose. In almost every single instance. And Byron doesn't do that. The congressman looks at his team and says, you are all here for a reason. And that is to help us achieve our goal. And he takes our advice seriously, but he's authentic. He's going to call the ball once he gets the best inputs. So you ask a question like, what's next? How do you advise? It's bring him the best information to make the best decision, and then rely on the general consultant and the team to execute.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because I've talked to several people that have been, including Pat, that have been involved in his campaign previously. And from my understanding is Byron is not really concerned about what everybody else is doing. He always, from what I've been told, he's always been like, hey, let's be positive and let's focus on what we're doing and what we can do. And, negative talk. Because what happens is you get when you're running a campaign, you get all this input from everybody, and there's people that want to bash the other candidate. There's people that want to be nice to the other candidate. Before you know it, if you start listening to all these people, it goes awry. But again, I've never heard Byron say anything negative about somebody. I'm sure things will come up at certain points. But I guess my point is from my understanding of Congressman Donalds, he's very fine tuned on how that process goes and how it's benefited him in the past.
And he's got a thick skin. Like, you're not going to get under his skin. He's cool and calm, collective, and like Chris said, you bring him the information, and he does what's best in his heart, and it's been working for him. So, and he's got a great team. Chris on board. That's exciting. So. And Chris, I just saw that you guys put it out. If someone wants to join or volunteer on Team Donald's governor campaign, how do they do that? Because there are people asking, how do I help Byron? How do I jump on board? So let the people know.
Well, you can go to the website and fill out the form, or you can contact me on Facebook. I promise you, we get the information and we utilize it. We're in the process right now of building out what the grassroots infrastructure looks like around the state. And I'll be honest, it was actually a little daunting. Usually with a campaign, you got to beg, plead, twist arms to get people to do things. This has not been very hard in the first, week to get people to say, I want to jump in and help. And then it becomes actually setting expectations of, hey, we're blessed. We have a lot of people. And I just want to talk about that for a second. We're blessed. I think that's because the way they've approached people over the years, and that they, look, they don't see them as a commodity. They don't see them as a trade piece. They're people. And Erica and Byron, and, thankfully for some of her leadership, look, they're thoughtful and they're prayerful, and they value people. And Byron really thinks that there's a lot of unique talent and ability in everybody. And so when I get a Facebook message or a text message that's been sent to him, it's figure out how to put them in play. It doesn't matter if it's the lowest level door knocker to somebody who wants to be at the highest level. It's put them in play. Let's get them in play. Let's get them on the team. They can bring something to the table. I mean, a lot of people go, ooh, let's vet that. Ooh, let's think through that. Hey, no, if they want to bring their time, talent, and treasure to this campaign to help us succeed, let's go. This is a big bus, and we want everybody to get on it, So
how many people have you had sign up so far to volunteer? Is there a number that you can?
I haven't checked the sign up, but I can tell you I've probably already got half the county chairs who've reached out asking me, can I be county chair? I think I got like 12 who've asked in Miami, and I'm like, woof. It's a little hard,
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because we're so used to, and at least I am very aware of Collier County. But when you do a statewide governor race, I mean, that is a spread, especially in the state of Florida, where we have like 23 million people. So that's going to be interesting how to deal with the whole state. Definitely.
Well, you just brought it up. Look at Collier. Collier County is like the messiest Republican county on the planet. It's one of the best. I love it, but it's super messy, okay? And sort of these bigger sort of areas have messier politics. These sort of more local, more rural towns have less messy politics, if you will. But you still have to navigate the who's who, the power broker. In Collier County, we've got a CCREC, and we've got Alfie Oaks, and we've got all these people, right? But when you get outside, you learn real quick. You get to Moorhaven, out there in Hendry County, and there's a lady. You got to go kiss the ring. I mean, you got to go kiss the ring. That is it, right? You get to Orange County, and you're trying to figure out Orlando, and you're like, whoa. So there's 25 different people that all think they make the king of this place, and you got to figure all those dynamics out. Then you get to Leon County, or you get to some of the blue counties, and you're just sort of like looking for the. There's usually it's much easier to figure out who's who there. But I mean, they're long hauls, they're long drives, and those the inland counties don't get a lot of love, and so you got to take your beat for a second and remember that every one of these counties is going to play a part in the election. And so again, it gets back to valuing everybody and trying to figure out how they fit into the puzzle. But politics is local, and boy, it's messy. But it's messiest in Collier County, and I wish it wasn't. I really wish it wasn't.
I remember Madison was just blown away with the amount of money and resources that were spent in Collier County on local politics. And speaking of goats, we know Byron's a goat. I want to get your list of top 5 greatest sports goats of all time. I know Dan Marino's going to be on there, so just get it over with.
No, he's not. Dan Marino's not on there. Dan Marino's not on there. Look, I don't like him, but I'm going to.
You can pick somebody you like. It's all right.
No, it's okay. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest. I think I truly am a believer that it's probably MJ, Gretzky, Tom Brady, right? Messi, right? And
that was for Tom Brady, by the way.
That was Tim's a big fan.
Oh gosh.
Chris, that was Tom Brady. That was Tom Brady horn. Yep.
And Tiger Woods, right? I mean,
that's a good list.
Look, it's hard to you could make arguments around the fringes for all those people, but at the end of the day, I bet you walk into their trophy room and it's bigger than anybody else's trophy room, right? So, that's kind of where I land on the goats, man.
That's a pretty good list. I can't lie. That's a pretty strong, solid list. You got longevity, championships covered in that aspect. So can't really argue with that one, Tim. And we're still waiting for Tim's top 5. Tim, can you unveil your top 5?
But, obviously I got Tom Brady, and I know you guys are going to laugh at me, but I think Larry Bird needs to be somewhere right there. Got to love Larry. Obviously Tiger Woods, and an old throwback that I really liked. More of a a friend, but Carlton Fisk, who played for the Boston Red Sox back in the day. Unbelievable catcher.
Yeah.
And I think
Fisk
that's
was
like
solid.
but obviously, hey,
We're talking goats, Tim. We're not talking about quality catchers.
I think he's Pete Rose. He could.
Hey,
he could be
Ro-
there.
Manfred said they're going to reevaluate Pete Rose's
Whether
situation.
or not he's going to make
So-
it back.
It's just
into
a matter of
the
time
Hall.
before.
Yeah.
Boy, can we tell Tim's an old white guy? Jeez, that was the most
Hey.
vanilla list I've
Because
ever seen.
because I put
It's okay to put
Listen,
African Americans in
I
your
think-
top 5 goats.
I think Michael Jordan, without a doubt, is the best
Yeah.
basketball player that ever played. And
Okay. Well, you
without
scared me
a
with
but I got to
that.
throw Larry Bird as one. I mean,
Well,
who
you're
used to
biased, too.
consistently score 30+ points almost every game.
Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Well, I agree with them. Like I told you, Michael Jordan's there.
All right, well.
Well,
I-
whatever. And then we got, of course, Meredith throws in there. She likes, Michael Jordan, Pete Rose. She liked that one. I don't know, but let's go with yours, Patrick. Seeing that you're here running your Gator. Chris, you got time to listen to his nonsense?
You want?
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you the Mount Rushmore. Here it is. Jerry Rice. No particular order. Jerry Rice.
Joe Montana.
No. Tom Brady.
Wow.
Jerry Rice.
Wow.
Tom
Hold
Brady.
it. Hold it.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Keep it real. Michael Jordan. Muhammad Ali. That's the Mount Rushmore. So there's 4. I did say 5. So gosh, if I had to put a 5th on there, though, I would put Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
Just because of that, the mental, and Kobe. The ultimate compliment I could give him is it's a guy that I hated Kobe when he played, but it's one of those guys you appreciate later on in life, and just the whole mentality, the way he played, and the impact that he left on the sport. So I guess I'd have to probably put Kobe 5th, but the Mount Rushmore I would consider Muhammad Ali, Brady, Jerry Rice, and Michael Jordan. And Tiger Woods, for me, I'm just not a golf guy, so I get Tiger Woods is in the mecca for his sport, but I'm just not a golf guy, so I can't tell you I ever watched Tiger Woods play.
Question for you both.
Yeah.
What do you think is the sport that requires the most athleticism?
For me, it's probably
I mean-
soccer. I think it's soccer.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
they gotta run. They gotta run for 90 minutes, man.
You
There's,
got to be in shape for that.
there's something wrong with those people. I mean it. My daughter plays soccer, and I
And
think
they-
something's wrong with her.
They don't stop.
A lot of flopping in soccer, though.
Patrick's gonna say
Curling.
rap stars. Yeah.
Curling, yeah.
50 Cent's curling.
Anybody
curling.
But hold on, take it back. 50 Cent.
Pat, you're up on the camera. You get your head so big right now. 50 Cent. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 50 Cent would be the number 5 GOAT all time.
I think it's basketball. Most athleticism.
Really?
It's just up and down. What was the last? Like I'm in my early
But you-
30s. No, I'm in my 50s. The last time I tried to play a basketball game, I almost died. It's a lot.
Yeah, but you had like Charles Barkley wasn't necessarily in the greatest athletic shape. You've had some bigger guys that have played tractor trailer. I think football, depending on which position, offensive line can be a little bit out of shape, but I would still say football for athletes.
Yeah, football, but football you can dog it a little bit.
And what about tennis? There's no out of shape tennis players playing. You have to be in shape. Fit,
Yeah. You gotta be in shape to play tennis. You gotta be in shape to play tennis, without a
I'll
doubt.
beat you in tennis, Tim, any day.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Like I
Thank
tell
you,
you
Chris.
every time, you carte blanche to come on. Your information's awesome. We definitely appreciate you. Thanks so much for jumping
Yeah,
in.
we're gonna be tapping into you for information here quite a bit.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Thank you. I
too, Chris.
appreciate you. All right.
See ya.
Sounds good. All right. We're getting ready to roll out of here.
Worst list of all time, Tim. That was a garbage list.
What do you mean garbage list?
Carlton Fisk and Larry Bird. Ghost.
Larry Bird's got to be one of the greatest of all times, especially in basketball.
It's not even top 10 greatest basketball.
Get out of town.
Magic Johnson over Larry Bird.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Meredith, thank you so much for jumping on.
A lot of comments. And
You're the best. A lot of comments.
Comments today.
A lot of comments. I'm moving Meredith over here. We can see. Great show. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. Remember, you can listen to us again at 239 Live, this show at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 p.m. all day long. And then the other shows run 24/7. Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.